to kick off, just give us an idea of what the sort of fixture break has allowed you all to do.
We had a few days off after the last match, pre-planned, and then we've come back in at the back end of last week, got some good work in, and then sort of our usual run into a Friday night fixture this week.
Do you feel like it's allowed you to fix up a few shortcomings, at least on the training pitch?
Yeah, it's been good to get some extended practice time in and highlight some areas that we need to improve on, freshen up, get some work done, some technical and tactical things as well. It's been a really productive prep to date.
You were pretty flat after the Wakefield game, not surprisingly, and I'm sure the group were as well. How sort of straightforward has the task of lifting everyone been over this time?
Well, everyone had a good bunch of time to dwell on that and to individually assess own performance, and perhaps not even just from that match, but to any break in the season is a good opportunity to reflect on where people are at individually and us collectively as a team. So we had plenty of time to do that, and some hard days on the back of a poor performance, but it's also provided some direction and some an opportunity to reset, and that's what sport's about. You got to bounce back from disappointment. That's what we're planning to do.
It's allowed also players to come back into contention. You brought Fusatua, Lasoni and Caesar back into the 21. Of those three all back in contention, credible chances of playing on Friday, and how much of a boost is that broadly?
Well, it's clearly a boost. They're three experienced high-level players, and they're all in the mix. Fusatua and Lasoni would have played last weekend if we had played. They would have almost certainly played then, so they'll be good to go, which is pleasing. And Caesar's trained well this week, so we'll see. Make final decisions there tomorrow on the makeup of the 17. But it's good to have those guys back. And others have had a good opportunity to sort of freshen up and or get some extended training work in.
And just with Nene, with the head knock as well, is that purely down to the time off that he has to have before returning to contact training, or is it that he's having symptoms from the incident?
He had some really minor symptoms on day one of the graded return to training. Some minor symptoms there, so he misses by a day. If we were playing on Saturday, he would most likely have covered all the bases by then, but because it's a Friday game, he just misses out.
I don't want to prejudge your selection, but I'm guessing that the centre positions have given you a bit of food for thought ahead of this. What sort of direction are you thinking?
Oh, we've got plenty of things have been considered and things to work through there, but at this stage I see Reece Martin as a centre for us. He's been doing some terrific stuff there, carrying the ball particularly, and been a real threat. The other position we've practiced with different people there, and I think it's an important position, but obviously it's a matter of getting the connection of people playing with each other in combination defensively and in attack. That's the real key, rather than who the personnel are. That's the connection of the personnel that's really key for us.
Again, also not prejudging your selection, but do you should we expect to see more sort of round pegs in round holes this Friday?
I'm not sure what that one.
So sort of players in their sort of more sort of recognised positions. I'm sort of thinking of like Myler at one and Ash on the wing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, could quite possibly be the case. Yep. I think Ash has made a good fist of playing fullback when asked to. There's all different ways of playing fullback, but he's an accomplished winger. He's done a good job at centre, but obviously Richie's played the bulk of his time at fullback in the last couple of years as well. But he's settled into playing some half when we've needed to, when Blake or Aiden haven't been available.
Every game, it goes without saying, is important. How significant do you feel Friday's derby clash with Huddersfield is then?
It's huge. Yeah, it's massive for both teams. We're in similar similar position, and for us, we're in a similar position to where we were last season. We played Huddersfield at a similar time last season, away from home as well, and that was a crucial game for us where we didn't get the performance that night, but our home form has been strong despite some results going the other way. We've played well against good teams in recent times at home, and we expect Huddersfield to be very hungry, and it's a mini grand final for both of us, I think, coming off a week of reset, and it's a pivotal game for the season.
Just lastly from me, Rohan, it's the annual MND awareness game as well, isn't it? And Rob's going to be there on Friday. How much does he and his predicament continue to inspire you and the group down there? And how much can you all take a leaf out of his book just in terms of his fortitude and resilience?
Yeah, it's phenomenal, not just, Rob, but his family and what they do, the resilience that they show, the support of Rob, and all Rob's mates, Kev, and all the crew that continue to show the way about being good people, doing things for other people. There's always something bigger that you're part of, rather than just yourself, in your own predicament or your own feelings, doing things for other people. And, they're an inspiration to me, certainly. And, the rugby league community in general, and anyone that's really aware of what Rob and his family and are doing, like it's incredible, and it certainly allows you to put life in perspective as well. So I'm fortunate to be influenced and to get to see and cross paths with all those people that are supporting the M&D community. And it's we want to do ourselves proud, but we also certainly want to do Rob proud this Friday.
Just on Rob, is there anything about his journey and his perseverance and everything like that you can try and use to not so much motivate the squad, but improve them as people, improve the journey that you're on? Can you use what he's been through as a source of inspiration?
Yeah, I think most coaches, us included, will always try and provide story and example of people doing great things. And Rob was massively inspirational 20 years ago when I first saw him playing Super League up close. You're like, how can that guy be playing against all these big guys? And that resilience and competitiveness and bravery has been part of what he's done for a long time. So there's probably no surprise that he's continuing to be brave and resilient and showing the way, because he did that throughout his Super League career. So I think he's a great example for all rugby league players that, in the end, you decide if you want to compete and be an example to everyone else. It's a choice, and Rob made that choice and put the work in, and he's continued to lead the way, well beyond his footy career, which is what we all, aspire to do, is leave some kind of legacy when we move on.
What are your best memories of Rob as a player from, when you were watching Super League when he was about?
Oh, the ability to beat people and just change direction and accelerate, and but probably more so like tipping people over that he had no right to. Obviously, they talk about his strength in the gym and his powerful ability to shift weight quickly, but that bravery just to get out there and compete against big dudes, but then to make him look silly and to physically dominate him as well. That's sort of my memories.
It was a fantastic team, wasn't it? Obviously, your Kevin Sinfield and the like. Do you think that Leeds team can ever be topped in this era with salary cap here and everything like that? Is it possible to match what they had, what they achieved?
I don't think you can compare eras really in sport. You can commend and respect and admire the accomplishments of different eras, but different. The game moves. The game moves, and I just don't think you can really compare. But obviously that generation of player is going to be spoken about for the remainder of history of not only Leeds Rhinos but Super League itself, or English Rugby League. Like that era will be spoken about forever.
You've obviously got a current group of very young players that are coming through. Even your likes of Cameron Smith at 24. You've got a lot younger, Jared O'Connor at 21, so on and so forth. Do you feel like you're building and I'm not trying to compare them to the Sinfields, the Burrows and that group, but do you think you are building a core of players that can be the next generation for this? They're not just going to be here for 2-3 years. We're talking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Do you think that this group that you're building is there to do that?
Yeah, that was part of what I was asked to do when I came here, and it was some of the questions that I asked before I came. That where are we heading, and developing the next sort of core of Leeds grown or young English players coming through together and forming a nucleus. Now, in the previous generation that you're referring to, that not everyone stayed throughout that period, but there was definitely some glue, some culture leaders, and people that saw it through for a very long period of time. And you see the success of some other clubs over similar era or similar time period, that they've had some people that have stayed there the whole time, and that's really important. So that's part of the puzzle, and obviously the other part of the puzzle is trying to come up with a great performance each week. So we're not losing sight of that either.
You mentioned, I think it was either in the build-up or after the Wakefield game, that you're always looking to build for the future while also trying to get results week on week. With where you're at, and look, again, very young squad, and you accept that they're not going to be perfect every week. How challenging is finding that balance right now of being able to look long-term and have that long-term cap on, but have the need and the desire for results week on week, and trying to balance the decision-making that comes with trying to do both of those at the same time?
It's sort of the nature of what rugby league's created for itself, with the long transfer windows, or basically players are tradable at any point in time. In the NRL and at Super League, so that it's an ongoing process, I guess, of doing what you can to get the salary cap under control, to build the best roster you can for short and long term. There's lots of clubs over the years have made big decisions and big investments that haven't gone the right way. So we've been conscious of, taking our time in some aspects, and having a development mindset to the group, and how any short-term decision is going to impact the long-term as well.
Just finally from me, I'm not going to push on specifics of recruitment, but just broadly, are you satisfied with where your recruitment process for 2024 is right now, or were you hoping to be a bit further down the line, or are you further down the line than you thought you would be?
That's a really difficult question to answer. I would say that things shift all the time in that regard, because any club is not in control of all of the decisions. Players are involved in their own career choices, and that's so it's working with that. And on a daily basis, different players become potentially available as well. So people that you didn't consider were on the radar, can become on the radar at some stage. So I think we're in a good position. We've got lots of, as you've said, lots of young players in our squad that are going to improve. And as I've said previously, that some of the recruitment has already been done, and the development is the big aspect of it. We've got some terrific players in our academy and scholarship program as well. So sort of some of the recruitment has been done at a very junior level. Now it's about giving those kids time to grow and develop.
There's been quite a series of close games between Leeds and Huddersfield. I think there was a draw before you arrived last year. There was the towards the end of the season, the last minute winning try, obviously 2 points in it, 1 point in it earlier this season. Are you expecting something similar this week?
We've been involved in pretty much all close games this season. And obviously the track record with Huddersfield is there, but this one's its own game. As I said earlier, it's going to be a big game, big opportunity for both clubs. Huddersfield are a strong team. They've got a great roster. They know what they're trying to accomplish. So, it's going to be a big battle, and I'd expect it to be a good, hard-fought game.
Has everybody got over the disappointment of 2 weeks ago? Well, that was obviously a really disappointing result and performance for everybody.
Yeah, I'd say so. Some players are going to carry that for a bit. I'd say, as coaches, I think I alluded to after the game, you carry a lot of the losses through your career, and you learn to deal with them better, but you don't fully forget them. But each game is its own thing. So last week's form doesn't count for anything come Friday. We've had a good prep, good energy, competing hard in training. So we just got to bring that and play better for longer.
How much of an improvement do you think you need this week?
You need to be good to win games in Super League. There's not many times you can be below good and get a result. So we need a good performance. Hard to put a particular measure on that. We'd expect Huddersfield are going to play well, and we're going to have to play well to beat them.
Just on Tom Holroyd, is he far off?
No, he's not far off. He's got some training done this week, but he's just not quite ready.
Just on the overall situation, are you feeling any extra pressure at the moment, or is it par for the course as head coach of Leeds?
Yeah, I feel pressure to win every game that I've ever coached. So whatever else is happening outside of here, it's that doesn't change me. I'm doing my best, and I'm hungry to win every game, regardless of results.
There's been a fair bit of outside noise about your position recently. Have you had any talks with the hierarchy about the current situation, poor run of form since that Wakefield game?
Well, we chat every day about where we're at, form, performance, recruitment, retention. How we do things around the place that's not dependent on last weekend's result. So those chats happen every day, every couple of days, whatever it is that, those chats will continue to be had.
Do you get the sense that they're fully behind the project and your vision for the club?
Who's that?
Just the hierarchy of the board, led by Gary Hetherington.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we Gary and I talk a lot, and we're aligned with what we're trying to create here. So there's no issues there.
Yeah. So you feel secure in your job at the moment. There's no pressure from above.
There's always pressure in coaching, but no more than I put on myself every day anyway.
Yeah. Is there an appreciation for the need? I know it's a long-term project. Is there an appreciation for the need to deliver results in the here and now for a club the size of Leeds?
Massively. And every week we prepare to play this weekend. We're not preparing for the future. The decisions we make on, roster and retention, and whether kids are playing reserve grade or going out on loan and all those type of things, they're longer term decisions. But the preparation each day and each week is about this weekend.
There's reports down under that Chad Townsend was shopped around to Super League clubs. I just wondered if you'd be interested in a player of his caliber.
Chad's a terrific player and person. I've had a little bit to do with him a long time ago when I was at the New Zealand Warriors when he was there. He's had a terrific career, but that's as far as I can, comment on that situation.